I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong.
Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents.
Gervonta Davis has reunited with Floyd Mayweather ahead of his rematch against Lamont Roach. Mayweather expressed his continued support for Davis, saying he's proud of everything Davis has accomplished. He referred to Gervonta as being like a son to him and emphasized that he doesn't take anything personally, even if Davis speaks out. Mayweather made it clear he wants to see Davis succeed and hopes he brings more power and focus into the upcoming fight.
Tank Vince out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia. Tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man won.
Recent footage from Gervonta Davis's training camp in Las Vegas reveals a fighter fully locked in as he prepares for his upcoming rematch. Each sparring session appears carefully planned, with noticeable improvements in his stamina, footwork, and intensity during drills. Insider clips show a laser-focused Davis operating at peak physical condition, displaying a sharp and determined mindset. This camp goes beyond routine training. It marks a strategic evolution, underscoring the high stakes of the upcoming fight. When Gervonta Davis parted ways with Mayweather Promotions, Floyd Mayweather publicly voiced his support, praising Davis's ambition and emphasizing the importance of self-determination, saying more power to him. Mayweather's response highlighted the strength of their bond, recognizing Davis's desire to take control of his own career. Even after their professional split, there remains a clear sense of mutual respect. Floyd's pride in Davis's growth and Davis's drive to carve his own path, speak to a mentor-protege, relationship built on empowerment, not control.
And there's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Floyd Mayweather continues to closely follow Gervonta Davis's career, especially his position on the pound-for-pound list. Concerns had surfaced that Davis wasn't receiving the recognition he deserved because of his past ties to Mayweather Promotions. Floyd addressed the issue, stating that a fighter's talent should never be overlooked due to affiliations. His support has become a call for fairness in the sport, reaffirming that Davis deserves top-tier recognition regardless of his team. This advocacy reflects the depth of their mentorship. Mayweather's influence extends beyond coaching Davis's reputation and legacy in boxing.
When is Gervonta Davis going to go somewhere in the pound for pound? Anui deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Davis? He deserved to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
In a determined effort to eliminate any margin for error, Davis has taken full accountability during training camp. He's reunited with trusted coaches, effectively rebuilding the inner circle that supported him during his prime. The strategic move signals serious intent, surrounding himself with familiar sparring partners, conditioning experts, and tactical specialists who deeply understand his style. Davis and his team have pinpointed past mistakes and corrected them. Through intense drills, situational sparring, and high-pressure conditioning, the result is a comprehensive approach designed to ensure he steps into the ring fully prepared and without a single blind spot.
Was anybody else who is a Tank Gervonta Davis fan nervous watching that fight last night? I was nervous after probably the third round. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. And here's the thing. I think we all know Tank didn't take this fight as serious as he should have. In the post-fight press conference, he said he didn't know what round it was. He said he lost track of the rounds. That's not like him to do that. But I think he went in with the same game plan he typically does, where he just wears these guys down and then kind of baits them into just a crazy uppercut counter. And if you saw in the 11th and 12th round, he was going for it, but he couldn't connect it because this Lamont Roach guy, he's fast, he's quick. And as a Baltimore native, I wanted Tank to win. I wanted him to win. The whole Be More DC thing, I wanted him to win. I don't know if y'all saw when Tank was getting his hands wrapped, he was yawning. He didn't take it serious. But one silver lining is that he's probably not retiring now. He's got to take that rematch. And here's the thing, when he takes that rematch, when they do fight again, this fight, Tank's going to win this handily. He'll probably win it in the 7th or 8th. But yeah, it wasn't a draw. Tank lost that fight. Yeah, he took a knee. Strategically, he took a knee. But he took a knee. Tank lost that fight, unfortunately. But I'm excited for that rematch. I feel like it's probably going to be the most watched boxing match in history.
Gervonta Davis's split from Mayweather Promotions made headlines, a public falling out that drew even more attention due to its high visibility. At the core was a clash of priorities. Davis sought independence, while Floyd Mayweather emphasized structure. The tension painted a picture of a mentorship strained by professional ambition. Now, their reunion has sparked fresh conversation. Many see it not just as a moment of closure, but as a calculated partnership. Both men seem to recognize that the split may have been necessary for growth, but coming back together now reflects maturity and a renewed shared vision for the future.
And I expect to get respect by letting me speak.
Thank you. Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather-Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. They say America is the land of the free. So we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Davis has reunited with longtime coach Calvin Ford, a figure whose relationship with him is rooted in trust, discipline, and mutual respect. Their early collaboration played a key role in shaping Davis into a champion, and now they're aligned. Once more, Ford's return brings a renewed sense of strategic clarity. No one understands Davis's strengths, mindset, and fighting instincts better. With Ford back in his corner, Davis regains a steady, familiar voice, one that not only recognizes his in-ring firepower, but also provides the stability needed to harness it.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round, because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no. sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I can see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
The addition of Kenny Ellis brings another dimension to Davis's preparation. Seasoned veteran with a sharp tactical mind, Ellis is focused on honing Davis's technical precision and maintaining consistency across all rounds. His coaching centers on mid-fight adjustments and strategic adaptability, equipping Davis to shift gears in real time. On fight night, Ellis's role will be pivotal, breaking down Roach's tendencies on the fly, correcting positioning, and reinforcing tactical changes as the bout unfolds. Alongside Calvin Ford, Ellis forms a formidable coaching duo. While Ellis brings analytical depth, Ford offers something more instinctive and almost intangible chemistry with Davis built over years of shared experience. Ford understands Davis's instincts, his reactions, and the mental cues that unlock his best performances. Their connection goes beyond conventional coaching. It's a fusion of trust, emotion, and fight night intuition. This blend of strategic insight and emotional grounding creates an environment of confidence and resilience. Davis isn't just entering camp in peak physical condition, he's mentally fortified, backed by voices that know exactly how to bring out his best when the pressure's highest.
Think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer. And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table. And he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing.
On the other side, Lamont Roach is approaching the rematch with calculated focus. He's openly acknowledged the power Davis brings and admitted that their first encounter revealed flaws in his own game. Roach and his team are leaving nothing to chance this time, committing to a thorough preparation process that includes hours of film study on Davis, his intensive drilling against southpaw angles, and refining his high-tempo pressure style. By treating this rematch as a clean slate, Roach is making it clear he's not leaning on past successes, but building a smarter, sharper version of himself for what lies ahead.
How many rematches that you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same. And that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight. A whole lot. And I'm telling you, right, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Industry insiders have highlighted a key nuance Davis's fall in the first fight. May not have been a knockout. It was reportedly triggered by slippery hair product irritants in his eyes. This framing transforms that moment from a point of weakness into a fluke. For Davis's supporters, this detail is vindication. It underscores that flaw, but also that resolution is straightforward. Improve attention to detail. It's eliminate external distractions and tighten preparation. It's a technical fix with major implications. Davis's camp maintains confidence in their original game plan. Pre-fight strategy, targeted roaches. Footwork patterns and response times. They acknowledge breakdowns in execution, misteaming, and caution in key windows this cycle of performance. Analysis has informed renewed emphasis on sharper offensive entries and mid-round assertiveness. The narrative is not reinvention but refinement. Davis knows what works now. He's ensuring he delivers it consistently under pressure.
He got a good chin. Oh, he got a good chin. If you got a good chin, okay, let's go ahead. Let's touch this. The chin ain't the only thing that can get you out of there. There's other things you can do and then go back to the chin. I won't go into details, but I look at shit different from a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a fighter that listen, he's gonna be a hell of a fighter if he listens to what I tell him. You know, all fighters don't listen because some missions you put them on, you gotta walk through hell to get it done, and every fighter is not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean? But the chin is not the only thing to get a fight out of it, and the body's not the only thing to get a fight out of there. It's other shit too, you know. Yeah. You gotta hurt. I believe in hurting them. You can hurt. You gotta hurt them to get it started, you know.
Petey, thank you for the $2. People were surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, that they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Jeff Mayweather publicly responded to the draw with measured surprise, calling it unexpected but not controversial. Standing firmly in Davis's corner, he framed the result as a temporary dip in performance rather than a sign of declining ability. While he gave Roach credit for his courage and effort, Jeff acknowledged that the outcome introduced a sense of vulnerability into Davis's previously untouchable image. Now, Davis faces the task of reasserting his dominance. Jeff's take reflects a balance of loyalty and realism, an expression of personal belief in Davis, tempered by an understanding of the heightened expectations surrounding him.
Jeff Mayweather here, the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay.
No, well, I am.
All right, well, we got this potential rematch everybody wants to see, Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I mean, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
Yeah. Do you consider it robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
All right. Well, talking about this rematch, what do you? I mean, so the one thing Tank always had for him, everyone, he had that kind of almost like Mike Tyson-esque, right? The air of invincibility, the knockout power. People were scared of him, that
Right.
kind of thing. Do you think what Roach did to him, moving up in weight, and not being a big puncher himself, but able to withstand Tank, that kind of his air of invincibility has maybe been slightly diminished?
I won't say it's been diminished, but I do think that more people, more fighters that probably were afraid of him are not going to be afraid of him anymore.
And do you think that's almost something that could play in Tank's hand, right? Maybe we had an off day. You know, everybody has an off day, and take them.
Yeah, everybody can have off night, but I think the one thing that is the most important thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that.
Shocker, Stevenson's commentary adds a fresh perspective. He praised Roach's distinctive style and pointed out technical challenges that Davis will need to overcome. Stevenson's respected assessment elevates Roach from a mere upset threat to a legitimate tactical challenge. His insight highlights the high stakes of the rematch, not simply Davis reclaiming dominance, but Davis mastering new obstacles and adapting to fresh variables.
What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
You were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style, with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So.
Did you really win 20 rounds?
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does a rematch look in your opinion, Shakur? What adjustments do you think we see from both?
Huh?
What adjustments do we see from both in a rematch?
I think I can't tell you game plans. I could be fighting these guys, so I'm gonna keep my secrets to myself. But truthfully, they both good fighters.
Do you think it's a lot different rematch, or do you think it'll be close again?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
How did you see Tank in that fight? A lot of people are saying maybe he's just mentally not there. What did you see?
Nah, he was the same Tank. I don't believe that. I don't got no thought in my brain that makes me think that he wasn't the person he been all of these other fights. I think he was the same person. All this stuff that he going through stuff. I mean, everybody go through stuff. So he's the same fighter. He's going to be the same fighter throughout his career. So.
Mikey Garcia emphasized that Gervonta Davis has the ability to make the crucial adjustments needed to win the rematch, confident that his skills and experience provide a clear path to victory. However, Garcia also cautioned that physical preparation alone won't suffice. He stressed the importance of Davis staying mentally focused and free from outside distractions, warning that any lapse in concentration could prove costly. Garcia's perspective underscores that true success in the rematch hinges not just on technical sharpness, but also on a strong, unwavering mindset. Davis must be at his absolute best in every aspect to come out on top.
I'll let you go because I know you got a lot of shit to do. Lamont Roach versus Gervonta, the rematch. It looks like it's going to happen, hopefully. I'd like to see it.
I think Tank wins in the rematch.
Why?
I think he'll make the right adjustments, and he won't take too long to fight. He kind of gave a lot of the round away sometimes. I think he'll be more active and he'll win. But big props to Roach for his last fight and performance. I'm surprised everybody.
Right.
I think he was robbed from the victory. Again, that knockdown should have been a knockdown.
Right.
But whatever, he gets a rematch, and maybe they get a third fight, after that. Who knows?
Maybe it turns into Marquez Pacquiao.
Maybe it turns out to be another great fucking matchup, and they say, let's run it back.
Right.
And maybe that controversy from the first fight actually helps Roach fucking get 3 fights out of it instead of just the one, or you never know.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for what's coming next.